Hello my friends, once again it is SnowLobo95 bringing you a knife review. It is a review of the CRKT. It is the M21. It is a Kit Carson design. Very beautiful and elegant yet utilitarian, and I'm loving this thing. I've had it for a little over a week and seriously it's become kind of my favorite knife. Now it is a big knife. It's under the tactical section on CRKT's website, and I agree. It is very tactical. It's got a flip open design there, quick deployment. It's a big knife. By way of comparison, I'll roll in the Skyline. The reason I use that is because it's a blade that a lot of people have experience with, that many people own or have seen, and so this will kind of give you an idea of the size difference. It's just an absolute monster. Now guys, although this is considered a tactical blade, partly because of the styling and the engineering of the knife, I've carried it as an EDC and I've done it quite a few days out of the last week and a half that I've owned it. Maybe it's just because I've just recently acquired the blade and it's kind of fun and new for me, but there's also just something cool about carrying a big old mama jama knife like this. I mean, this thing is nasty, and it's kind of a cool feeling knowing you got something like this in your pocket. Now, it didn't come with a sheath, and I'm kind of thinking that a knife this size should come with that just to give you the option of sheath carry. And I was a little worried that it would be hard to carry in the pocket. Actually, it fits really well. I can put it in my front pocket, kind of in the back side of the right pocket. Slides all the way down and all the way up to the clip there and buries into the pocket completely. No problems whatsoever. I think that's pretty cool. The blade steel on this baby is a 8CR14 MOV. It's a hollow grind blade. It's what they call a deep bellied spear point is the shape of that. You can see it is a spear point, but it's got that nice deep belly, and I really like that. Very utilitarian, very useful for cutting things. Very cool. It has what CRKT calls the auto locks system, and for those who are not familiar with that, I'll just show you. As you deploy the blade on normal knives, I'll just show you on this Skyline. On like a liner lock, normally you would have the liner there slide over and lock the blade, and that's what would keep your blade from folding and cutting your fingers off. On the CRKT, you've also got that, where the liner lock will lock over onto the blade. But in addition to that, you've got this extra lock, spring loaded, and what that does is it keeps the liner from sliding over. You cannot slide that liner over far enough to close the blade. Gives you a little added protection, especially on a knife this size where you might use it for more rugged type tasks and really kind of abuse it. I'm not saying it's foolproof. You could still make this fail, but it's just a little added safety there. I don't even want to call it a safety because it's not a deployment safety. It has nothing to do with the deployment. You flip it and that's it. It deploys perfectly. But it's an added safety in the fact that it won't let that blade close on your fingers as easy. Now, most people I've seen that have owned this have said, well, that makes it a two-hand operation to close it. Not in my experience, and maybe I'm just special, I don't know. Maybe it's because I'm a mechanic, and honestly, I don't have very many talents in life, but I do have one talent, and that is my fingers have a lot of dexterity, so maybe that's why it's so easy for me. I think anybody could really do it. It just takes a little practice to one-hand close it. You just pull back on that little safety lock there, slide the liner over, one-hand close. No problem whatsoever. I don't find that it takes a whole lot of time at all. Very easy. Alright, on the CRKT website, the knife overall length is stated at 9.25 inches, so 9 1/4 inches. Looks like that's pretty close. Close length would be 5.375 inches, so you're looking at a little under 5.5. Pretty long, but like I said, still buries nice and deep in the pocket, no problems whatsoever. The blade length is just under 4 inches long. So it's a pretty good sized blade and just a useful blade. I really enjoy that, and I've put it through a few paces, nothing real big, but I just wanted to see how it'd perform. Pretty cool. The weight on this big bad boy is 5.9 ounces, a little heavier than most of your EDC knives will be, and it's not something I carry every day, but it is an option, and like I said, it's just fun having something like this. I also like the handle on this CRKT M21. I like the shape. I like that color, just that black color. I like that it's somewhat skeletonized, drilled through, and it's even drilled through the stainless steel liners there. It's also got that flow-through design. Really cool. It's made out of that nice and grippy G10. Just has a really good feeling. And then G10 also, it seems like they can just get that really nice low profile on a knife. Some knives have a real fat handle and stuff, and I don't usually like those too much. Once in a while there'll be one that's not too bad and I like it, but for the most part I prefer that thin low profile on the handle. Really cool. The pocket clip on this, I would say, is pretty good. Not too bad. It kind of comes up there to catch. It's a little tight, but actually pretty good. And for those who like their knife to bury deep in the pocket, you can see that goes pretty good. I really don't mind if it goes real deep in the pocket or not, because I don't, like I've said before, I don't tuck my shirts in very often, unless I'm going to church maybe. So my shirt will usually cover over a knife if it's sticking out a little bit. No problems there. Another cool feature about this that they've updated on this particular knife, and I've seen some other M21s that don't have this in the aluminum handled version, and I think there was even one in the G10 that didn't have this, but I could be mistaken. But anyway, that feature is that it has a 4-position pocket clip. So not only can you move this pocket clip over to this side to do tip-up carry, but for you left-hand guys, you're in luck with this knife, because you have 2 positions on the other side as well. I think that's just cool. They should really do that on every knife. I don't see any reason why not, unless there's some type of an engineering or styling thing that would prohibit you from doing that. Otherwise, go for it. So there it is, guys and gals. I know there are a lot of gals out there too that are really into knives, and I've seen quite a few of them that have a far better knife collection than I have. I'm envious. As far as this knife goes, though, it's highly recommended by me. I think it's solid. I think it's a great looking knife. I think it's very useful, not only tactically or in a survival situation, but I think just in an EDC role. Not every day, like I said. Some people may choose to carry it every day. Some people need a large knife like this that they would carry every day. I don't always need this. I would carry it mostly just because I wanted to. In an EDC type of role. So if this knife speaks to you and you feel like it's something that you might want to add to your collection, maybe go to one of your local shops and see if you can take a look at it, take a closer look at it. Like I said, highly recommended, and I think that'll about do it. You guys all take care out there, and thank you very much for watching. I really do appreciate it.